James Clayton Dobson Jr. was born on April 21, 1936, in Shreveport, Louisiana, and passed away peacefully on August 21, 2025, leaving behind a legacy that touched millions across the world. To some, he was a psychologist and author; to others, a trusted radio voice and counselor who guided families through the complexities of parenting, faith, and life itself. But to all, he was a man whose unwavering love for God and family shaped everything he did. Though he never held ordination as a minister, his influence in the evangelical world was immense. The New York Times once described him as the nation's most influential evangelical leader, and many saw him as a natural successor to figures like Jerry Falwell and Pat Robertson. Rather than seek prestige, he used his platform to remind people that families are sacred, children are treasures, and faith is the anchor that steadies the storms of life. In 1977, Dobson founded Focus on the Family, beginning with the simple desire to support parents and eventually growing into a global movement. Through radio broadcasts, books, and community outreach, his teachings reached over 220 million listeners across more than 160 countries. Families everywhere looked to him for encouragement and wisdom. Even after stepping down from leadership in 2010, his passion did not fade. He launched Family Talk, another radio ministry dedicated to marriages, parenting, and the spiritual health of families, remaining a steady and reassuring voice until his later years. At the time of his death, his net worth was estimated at $5 million. Faith was the foundation of his life from the very beginning. Born into a family of Nazarene ministers, he grew up immersed in prayer and devotion, recalling that he learned to pray even before he could speak. At just 3 years old, he gave his heart to Christ after one of his father's sermons. His childhood was shaped by the challenges of being raised by traveling evangelist parents, often staying with relatives and experiencing the strict discipline common to the time. Yet through it all, his bond with his father grew stronger and laid the foundation for his lifelong emphasis on family values. Like many teenagers, he faced moments of rebellion, but faith and family always brought him back. By the time he attended Pasadena College, now Point Loma Nazarene University, he already felt called to a life of service. There, he met Shirley, who would become his lifelong partner in marriage and ministry. After completing his undergraduate education, he pursued psychology with a clear conviction that God was leading him to help families in crisis. In 1967, he earned a doctorate in psychology from the University of Southern California and began working at Children's Hospital Los Angeles. His years of helping troubled youth left a deep impression, fueling his desire to provide guidance to families struggling in a rapidly changing society. In 1970, he published Dare to Discipline, a book that quickly became both influential and controversial. It spoke directly to the need for structure, authority, and respect in parenting, resonating with countless parents who felt adrift. The success of his writing and counseling ultimately paved the way for the creation of Focus on the Family. What started as a modest initiative soon expanded into a global influence through magazines, conferences, and a wide range of resources. Dobson held firmly to his belief that traditional marriage and family were the bedrock of society, advocating passionately for what he viewed as biblical family values. His views often sparked debate, yet millions of people rallied around his message. Through the movement he built, he addressed not only faith but cultural and societal issues as well, emphasizing the importance of present fathers, moral purity, and parents' responsibility in shaping their children's character. Even after stepping down from Focus on the Family, Dobson's influence never waned. In 2010, he established the Dr. James Dobson Family Institute, ensuring that his mission would outlive him. He remained a sought-after speaker, appearing frequently on national platforms to share his convictions. His unwavering commitment to what he believed were eternal truths set him apart, even as society evolved around him. Behind his public image, he was a devoted family man. He married Shirley Deere on August 26, 1960, and their 65-year marriage was a living testimony of the values he preached. Together, they raised 2 children, and Dobson poured his love, time, and wisdom into his family just as passionately as he did for the world's families. Small gestures like giving his daughter a golden key necklace as a symbol of her purity reflected his deep devotion as a father. Throughout his life, Dobson received numerous honors, including recognition as Layman of the Year by the National Association of Evangelicals in 1982 and induction into the National Radio Hall of Fame in 2008. He was also awarded multiple honorary degrees and often invited to address presidents and national leaders. Yet his greatest impact was not in awards but in the lives transformed by his words. Parents learned patience, marriages found strength, and countless children grew up under the influence of principles their parents adopted through his teachings. In his later years, he continued to record his radio program and guide families, even as he entrusted the next generation with leadership. On August 21, 2025, he passed away at his home in Colorado Springs at the age of 89. His passing marked the close of a remarkable chapter in evangelical history, but his legacy will continue through the countless lives and families touched by his work. James Dobson was more than a psychologist or broadcaster. He was a man whose faith and conviction inspired courage and offered hope. While some of his views brought controversy, at the heart of his life was a desire to nurture families and preserve the values he cherished. His influence spanned decades, countries, and cultures, and his voice will echo for generations to come. His life reminds us that one person's faith can inspire millions, and one person's dedication can change the world. Rest in power, James Dobson.